Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Garuda Purana, Agastya Samhita, Chapter 15. Enumeration of 1000 epithets of Vishnu, dedicated to my mother, Srimati Prameela Chebbi. Rudra said, O Lord, O Janardana, do thou describe unto me the great being, by reciting whose name a man may cross the dreadful ocean of samsara. Hari said, reciting the 1000 name of Vishnu, the demiurgus, that is, creator or a divine being responsible for crafting or shaping the physical world, the great Brahman, the absolute, undecaying self, a man attains to emancipation. O bull-emblemed deity, hear with fixed attention. I will describe this sacred and great object of recitation, japa, which destroys all sins. He is Vasudeva, the great Vishnu, Vamana, Vasava, Vasu, effulgent like the newly risen sun, and highly powerful Balabhadra. He fettered the Asuras. Bali is the all-knower, the worshipful knower of the Vedas and the poet. He is the creator of the Vedas, of the form of the Vedas, worthy of being known and filled with the Vedas. He is the knower of the Vedangas, the Lord of the Vedas, the mine of strength and aggrandizer of the strong. He is without changes, the Lord of boons, the giver of boons, and the master of Varuna. He is the slayer of heroes, the great hero, and the great Ishvara, adored of all. He is the soul, the great soul, the inward self, and above the sky. He is the lotus-naveled, the Padmanidhi, the lotus-handed, and the holder of club. He is the great, above the elements, the foremost Purusha, and the demiurgus. He is lotus-waisted, Pundarika, wears a garland of lotuses and is beloved of all. He is tortoise-eyed, Padmagarbha, Parjanya, rain god, and seated on a lotus. He is beyond the range of all. The great object, the greatness of the great Lord. He is the most learned of all learned men, holy and destroyer of sins. He is pure, manifest all, holy, and a protector. He is devoid of thirst, Padya, the Purusha, and Prakriti, nature. He is Pradhana, intellectual principle, the lotus, the earth, the lotus-naveled, and the giver of desirable objects. He is the Lord of all, present everywhere, the all, omniscient, the giver of all and the great. He is identical with all the entire universe, the witness and upholder of all. He is the deity who shows favor unto all and is stationed in the heart of all creatures. He is the protector of all, is adored of all, and is saluted by all the deities. He is at the root of the entire universe, is the destroyer of all and the fire. He is the protector of all, pervades all, and cause of all causes. He is meditated on by all, the friend of all, and the holder of various forms of the deities. He is the object of the study of all, the commander of the celestials, and is adored of the gods and asuras. He is always the destroyer of the wicked and asuras. He is the protector of truth, the center of good people, the Lord of Siddhas, is adored by them, is obtained by the Siddhas and the Sadhyas, and the Lord of their hearts. He is the refuge of the world, the auspiciousness, the doer of good, beautiful, humble, truthful, and having truth of prowess. He is stationed in truth, of a true determination, the knower and giver of truth. He is religion, the observer of religion, religious rites, and a Carmen, one who practices religious rites. But he is devoid of all actions. He is the ordainer of action, the action itself, and the practice of religious rites. He is the Lord of Shri and of men, beautiful, the Lord of all, but himself having no master. He is the Lord of the celestials, the master of the Vrishnis, of Hiranyagarbha, and of the destroyer of Tripura. He is the Lord of the beasts, Vasus, Indra, Varuna, trees, wind, fire, Yama, Kubera, stars, medicinal herbs and trees. He is the master of the Nagas, of the sun, of Daksha, of friends and of kings. He is the master of the Gandharvas, the most excellent lord of the Asuras, of the mountains and rivers. He is the most powerful lord of the celestials, of Kapila, of creepers, of Viruddhas, that is spreading creepers. He is the master of the ascetics, the most excellent lord of the sun, moon, and of Shukra. He is the lord of planets, Rakshasas, the Kinnaras, and the most excellent master of the twice-born ones. He is the lord of the rivers, ocean, lakes, and goblins. He is the master of the Vetalas, Kushmandas, birds, and beasts. He is the high-souled Mangala. Mandhara, the lord of Mandara. He is the creator of Meru and Madhava and devoid of mind. The great deity wears a garland and is adored by Mahadeva. He is of a quintessent soul and is the illustrious slayer of Madhu. He is highly powerful, the great vital air, and is lauded by Markandeya. He is identical with Maya, illusion, fettered by it and devoid of it. He is lauded by the ascetics and is their friend. He has a nose, big cheek, big arms, big teeth, and is freed from death. He has a huge mouth, a great soul, a great body, a great belly, a big feet, and a neck. He is greatly respected, is high-minded, of great intellect, of great fame, of great form, and the great Asura. He is Madhu, he is Madhava, he is Mahadeva, and he is Maheshwara. He is adored in sacrifices of the form of a sacrifice and is the worshipped Lord of the sacrifices. He is the great wind, the great luck, and the superhuman Mahesha. He is man, Manu, and does good unto men. He is dear, is adored by them, and is their Lord. He is the master of Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. He is the good mark and is endued with it. He has long lips and is handsome to look at. He is bedecked with various ornaments and besmeared with sandal of different kinds. His face is painted effulgent with various colors and adorned with diverse flowers. He is Rama, the great Ishvara, with his consort. He gives jewels and takes them away. He is with and without any boon. He is of a great terrific and calm appearance. He is like unto a blue cloud, is pure and resembles a cloud at the end of a cycle. He is smoky cloud, of yellow hue, of various forms, and without any color. He is of distorted figure, the giver of forms, and is white-hued. He is of all colors. The great Yogin, the sacrificer, is gold-hued and is called gold. His body is made of gold, and he puts on a golden girdle. He is the giver of gold or parts of it. He is found of gold and houses made of gold. He is beautiful and of few wings and the creator of Purana. He is Vinata's son, the beginning, the creator of beginning and auspiciousness. He is the cause of intellectual principle of the Puranas, of intellect and mind. He is efficient cause of consciousness, egoism, elements of fire, ether, earth, egg, and Prakriti, nature. He is the cause of the body, eyes, ears, skin, tongue, vital breath, hand, foot, speech, and the organs of generation. He is the efficient cause of Indra, Kuvera, Yama, Ishana, and the most excellent creator of Yakshas and Rakshasas. He is the most excellent cause of ornaments, virtue, creatures, Vasus, that is God of riches, of Manus, and of birds. He is the foremost cause of the ascetics, the yogins, the siddhas, the yakshas, the kinnaras, and the gandharvas. He is the cause of the river, male and female, the oceans, and the trees. He is the cause of viruddhas, the worlds, the nether worlds, and celestials. He is the cause of serpents, the auspiciousness, the beast, and of all. He is identical with the body, the organ of senses, the soul, the intellect, the mind, egoism, consciousness, the condition of wakening, that of dreaming sleep, the intellectual principle, and the great soul. He is identical with ether, water, and the great soul of earth and air. He is the great soul of smell, color, sound, speech, and touch. He permeates as the great soul the ears, skin, tongue, nostrils, hand, foot, organ of generation. He permeates Indra, Brahma, Rudra, Manu, and Daksha. The great is identical with truth. He is identical with Isha, the great soul, the Rudra, and the Yati, conversant with the knowledge of emancipation. He is energetic and is the very energy himself. He is the holder of the leathered fence and sword and the destroyer of the asuras. He is modest by nature and engaged in the well-being of the ascetics. Hari is of the form of Yatan, a yogin, and is meditated by the yogins. He is Sthiti. He is perfect knowledge, genius, time, summer, rainy season, determination, year, the ordainer of emancipation and destroyer of moha. He stupefies the wicked, is Mandavya and mere-mouthed. He is Sangvartaka, fire, the creator of time, Gautama, Bhrugu, Angira, Atri, Vasishta, Pulaha, Pulastya, Kusta, Yagnavalka, Devala, Vyasa, Parashara, Sarmada, Gangeya, Hrishikesha, Vriharsava, and Keshava. He is the destroyer of miseries, has beautiful ears and is without them. The great Narayana is the Lord of Prana and of vital air, the Apana, of Vyana, of Udana, and of Samana. He is the best master of sound, touch, and color. He is the master of destruction of the world. The firstborn has a sword in his hand, the plowshare for his weapon, the discus in his hand, the kundalas on his ears, and the mystic mark Srivatsa on his breast. He is Prakriti, has the Kaustuva gem on his neck, and is clad in yellow raiment. He has a beautiful face, an ugly face, and is without any. He is without end, of endless forms, has beautiful nails, and is the handsomest of all celestials. The Lord Vishnu has a beautiful quiver and most resplendent arrows. He is the destroyer of Hiranyakashipu, the grinder of Hiranyaksha, the killer of Putana and Bhaskaranta. He is the grinder of Keshin and Mushtika. He is the killer of the Devan Kamsa, of Chanura and Arishta. He is found of Akrura. He is without wickedness, is wily and is adored by those who are found of simplicity. He is the destroyer of the lordly powers. He is himself endued with them. The Son and the Lord himself. He is Uddhava, Uddhava's Lord, and is being meditated on by Uddhava. He is the holder of discus, is fickle, and is devoid of the movable and immovable properties. He is egoism, determination, mental faculties, the sky, earth, water, air, eye, ear, tongue, nose, palate, hand, foot, waist, and the organ of generation. He is Shankara, the giver of auspiciousness, the giver of endurance, and he forgives men. He is found of his votaries and is their protector. He is endued with reverential faith and himself increases it. He is lauded by his votaries, devoted to them and gives fame, and he multiplies it. He is fame, resplendent, forgiveness, patient, reverential faith, compassion, the great, the gift, the giver, the agent of action, is found of the celestials, is purity, is pure, the giver of felicity, emancipation, and the object of the desire. He has 1,000 feet. He is the 1,000-headed physician who opens the gate of emancipation. He is the door of subjects, has 1,000 ends and 1,000 hands. He is Shukra, has a beautiful headgear and a beautiful neck. He is Keshava, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, Haigriva, Shukara, Matsya, Parashurama, Prahlada, and Bali. He is daily sought by people for help, enlightened, emancipated, and the holder of forms. He is the destroyer of Khara and Dushana, and the grinder of Ravana. He is the husband of Sita and the prosperous Bharata. He is the killer of the victory of Kumbendra, the grinder of Kumbhakarna, the destroyer of the killers of men and celestials. He is the destroyer of the wicked Asuras and the enemy of Shamvara. He is the destroyer of the demon Naraka, as well as of the three-headed demon. He broke down the trees, Yamala and Arjuna, and always helped asceticism. He plays on the musical instrument and is himself the instrument. He is enlightened and the giver of boons. He is the substance and is found of substances. He is Shaura and the destroyer of time, and is incapable of being cut. He is Agastya, Devala, Narada, and found of Narada. He is Prana, Apana, Vyana, and the qualities of Rajas, Sattva, and Tamas. He is beyond Tamas. He is Udana and Samana. He is medicine and the medical man. He is perpetually and universally the same. His form is transparent and is devoid of any form. He is devoid of organs of vision and speech, of hands, fat, the organs of generation and excretion. He is devoid of great asceticism. He is devoid of perception, intellect, consciousness, and vital airs, prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana. He is devoid of the ether and fire, water and earth. He is devoid of sound, touch, and all colors. He is devoid of carnal passion and other inferior appetites. He is shorn of grief and the power of speech. He is devoid of the qualities of rajas and the sixfold deviation from the natural state. He is devoid of sexual passion, anger, avarice, and pride. He is the subtlest of the subtle and the grossest of the gross. He is clever, leader of the strong, and the agitator of all. He agitates Prakriti, nature, Mahat, intellectual principle, the elements, intellect, the organs of sense and the objects thereof. He is the agitator of Brahma and Rudra. He is beyond the range of vision and hearing. Skin cannot touch him. His tortoise, Kurma, tongue cannot perceive him. He is beyond the range of smelling and speech. The hands and feet cannot reach him. Hari is beyond the range of mental and intellectual perception and understanding. He is within the comprehension of senses of ego and mental faculties. He holds the conch shell in his hand, in undecaying, and holds also the club and Shranga Bhav in his hands. He is dark blue, the image of knowledge and the scorcher of enemies. He is within the range of knowledge of the ascetics. He is endued with knowledge and knows all by his knowledge. He is comprehended by knowledge and manifests the consciousness of the objects of knowledge. He is the soul, object of mental perception, the creator of the world and the destroyer of it. He is Govinda, the Lord of kine and the giver of felicity under the cowherds. He is protector of kine, that is cattle and cows, the master of kine, Gomati and Godhara. He is Upendra, Narasimha, Shauri, Janardana, Arneya, Vrihatbhanu, and highly effulgent. He is Damodara, the threefold time, cognizant of time and devoid of time. He is the threefold Sandhya, that is, periods of conjunction, is Dwapara, Treta, the creator of subjects and the footsteps. He is powerful and holds a rod in his hands. He holds 1 and 3 rods in his hands. He is the division of Samaveda. It means of the form of Saman and the chanter of Saman. He is conversant with Atharva Veda, and is the preceptor thereof. He is Rik of the Rik Veda and is stationed there. He is the reader of Yayush, the Yajurveda himself, and is conversant with the rituals thereof. He has 1 foot, many feet, beautiful foot, 1,000 feet, 4 feet, 2 feet. The powerful Lord is like unto Shruti and Nyaya. He is Sannyasin, that is associated from the world, and is the 4 orders of hermits, that is Brahmacharin, student, Grahastha, householder, Vanaprastha, retired into the forest, and Bhikshasu, a hermit living on alms. He is the 4 Varnas, castes, that is the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishya, and Shudras. He gives good character, is endued with the same, and devoid of bad character. He is emancipation, is engaged in spiritual communion, is the ecomiastic verse, the ecomiast and the worshipper. He is worshipful, the speech, the object of speech and the speaker. He is the knower, the grammar, the word, and is conversant with words. He is within the reach of words, lives in sacred shrines, is the sacred shrine, and conversant with the knowledge of all the shrines. He is a resident in all sacred shrines, is Sankhya, Nirukta, and the presiding deity thereof. He is Pranava, the Lord of Pranava, and is adored with Pranava. He is Gayatri, and the holder of club. He lives in Salagrama and Shalagrama itself. He resides in water, lies in yoga, on Shesha and Kusha. He is the earth, he is the action, the cause and the holder of the earth. He is Patriarch and the eternal. He is the object of desire and the universal creator of desire. He is the Lord paramount, the sun, the heaven is stationed in a car, and the strength of the charioteer. He is rich, the giver of riches, blessed and engaged in well-being of the Yadavas. He is the favorite of Arjuna. And he is both Arjuna and Bhima. Unbearable is his prowess, and he is the master of all scriptures. He is Saraswati, the great Bhishma, and the captor of Parijata flowers. He is the giver of ambrosia, the ocean of milk and the milk itself. He is the protector of Indra's son and upholder of the mount Govardhana. He is the destroyer of Kamsa, the master of his elephant and the killer of the same. He is Shipidishti, pervaded by race, cheerful and the destroyer of the calamities of all people. He is Mudra, the maker of mudras, and is devoid of all mudras. He is endued with a body, is stationed in a body, and the organizer of the body. He is the hearer, the creator of the ears, the object of hearing, and the power of hearing. He is stationed in skin, is one who touches the object, and power of touching. He resides in eye, is the sharer of forms and the creator of eye, and is the object of vision. He resides in tongue, has a strong taste, and is the organizer of taste. He resides in smell, creates smell, himself smells, and is the creator of the organ of smelling. He resides in speech, is the speaker, the object of speaking, the power of speech, and the creator of the same. He resides in vital airs. He is the creator of fine arts, is the fine art itself, and the creator of hands. He is the foot, the agent of going, the place of going, and the power of going. He is the ordainer of gifts, is stationed in the organ of generation, and is the pleasure. He is the slayer of enemies. Kartavirya, Dattatreya, is engaged in well-being of Alarka, and is the destroyer of Kartavirya. He is Kalanemi, Mahanemi, the cloud and the lord of clouds. He is the giver of food, of the form of food, the eater of food, and the ordainer of food. He creates smoke, and is of a smoky form. He is most excellent son of Devaki. He is the delight of Devaki, Nanda, and Rohini. He is a favorite of Vasudeva and his son. His smiles are both like Dunduvi, trumpets, and flowers. He is fond of laughing aloud. He is the Lord of all, decaying and undecaying. He is Achyuta, undecaying, the Lord of truth, and is fond of truth. He is the most beloved husband of Rukmini. He is the favorite of milk woman, and his pity has been sung in well-known verses. He is Vrishakapi, Yama, Guhya, Mangala, Buddha, Rahu, Ketu, the crocodile, and the union of the mouths of the elephants. He is the destroyer of crocodiles and the protector of the headmen of villages. He is Kinnara, Siddha, the prosody, and easiness. He is of the universal form, of large eyes, and the slayer of the Daityas. He is of endless form, is stationed in elements, in the celestial and Danavas. He exists in dreamless sleep, is dreamless sleep itself, and is the place for it. He exists in an awakened state, is the agent and the place thereof. He exists in the state of dreamless sleep, is conversant with it, and is the dream itself. He also exists in the fourth state, devoid of the three states of dreamless sleeping, dreaming sleep, and awakening, that is Turya. He is discriminating knowledge, is Chaitra, the sentencee, the creator of sentences. He is the Lord of the worlds and the ordainer of the worlds. He resides in the nether region itself, and the destroyer of all sorts of feverish complaints. He is of the form of great felicity and the propounder of various forms of faith. He is easily accessible and accessible with difficulty. He is engaged in pranayama, that is suppression of vital air. He is pratyahara, dharaka, and the maker of pratyahara. He is effulgent, personal, grace, race, pure, and like unto crystal. He is above perception, white colored, the all and pure. He is Vashatkara, Vashat, Vaushat, Swadha, Swaha, and inclination thereto. He is the agent of cooking, giving delight, eating, understanding, and thinking. He is identical with knowledge and understanding. He is the great and the creator of all creators. He is the river Nandi, the lord of Nandi, and the destroyer of the trees of India. He is the holder of discus, the husband of Shri, and the king of the lords paramount. He is the master of all celestials, and is the leisure. He is Pushkara, the lord of Pushkara and Pushkara islands. He is Bharata, Janaka, Janya, and is devoid of all forms. He is without any form, without any cause, without any fear, and without any help. O bull embalmed deity, I have thus described to you the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu, destructive of all sins. By reading them, a Brahmana attains to Vishnuhood, a Kshatriya acquires victory, a Vaishya acquires riches, and a Shudra is endued with reverential faith in Vishnu. This is actually the summary of Vishnu Sahasranama, as explained in Garuda Purana. Hari Om. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.